welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be working left-handed, which is my non-dominant hand, and I'm going to be testing out the Light Elegance brand. These were some samples that I got from the nail tech event that I went to in July. So this is a hard gel. It is their Lexy line. And it's Extreme Cashmere, I think is the name of it. It's kind of a peachy pink, but this is their hard gel system. I haven't worked with this before, so choosing to do this left-handed probably wasn't the smartest idea, because you are going to watch me struggle through this. But I've already applied their primer, which is called Tack, and then I cured that. And I'm going to take, this is a double-ended brush from Clear Jelly Stamper, and it has like a gel application brush and then this little detail brush at the end. I love using this when I do my gel overlays to kind of help around the cuticle with that little detail brush. It works out pretty good. So I'm just going to take a small amount on the brush here and start with my pinky, and I'm just going to try to get down a slip layer. And this gel is like super duper thick. I kind of underestimated the thickness on this gel. So like I said, working with it left-handed was probably not the smartest idea to test it out, but we made it through. We did okay. Of course, I always end up doing some finish filing on my own nails anyway, no matter what I use. Especially left-handed, I tend to be a little bit more heavy-handed because my left hand is not, yeah, she doesn't know what she's doing sometimes. But yeah, so I'm going to get just a little bit more on the brush here to kind of make a thicker slip layer, and trying to show like the size of the bead. I'm not getting a whole bunch on the brush because I'm not doing a really thick overlay. I'm just kind of doing a you know, the natural nail overlay, so I don't really need to build up too much of an apex or anything. So, but I'm just trying to work that little bead of gel right at the cuticle and get it tucked in nice and close to the cuticle. And then I normally would just kind of work it back and forth down the nail, but since my left hand doesn't really know how to do that, I'm just kind of brushing it down and trying to even it out. And I apologize that a lot of this is blurry. I'm still figuring out all the settings on my camera and how to get it to focus on what I want it to focus on. But yeah, I'm just trying to even that out, let it kind of self-level a little bit. And yeah, I was trying really hard with this. I don't want to keep saying that I was struggling the whole time, but it was a struggle. But yeah, so now I'm going to just go up around the cuticle with that detail end of the brush to kind of smooth out around the cuticle, and right about here was probably where I was about ready to throw in the towel and just kind of give up on this and do something else, but I was like, no, I'm just going to keep trying. We're going to try and figure it out. But so I'm somewhat happy with that. I think I'm going to kind of mess around with it a little bit more. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult to work with as a thicker viscosity. I'm used to a little bit thinner of a gel product, so this was definitely a first for me working with this. I think I want to try to do my right hand, or try to do my left hand with my right hand and see if it's any easier working, you know, with my dominant hand. But yeah, I think I'm about happy with that. I decided that I was going to try to go ahead and do the next, since it was such a thicker gel, I figured might as well move on to the next finger. And so I'll do the same thing here. I got a little bit more on the brush, so I'm just going to kind of slowly work that gel down over my nail to give it that slip layer. And then I'll get a little bit bigger of a bead and kind of do my build layer. I will say that this Light Elegance gel doesn't have any kind of a heat spike, so I didn't feel any heat spike curing this. I was kind of nervous after I did this nail. I think I decided to go ahead and cure it because I was kind of worried that since I did put a little bit more on than just a thin layer, in case it had a heat spike, I didn't want it to hurt, because I'm a wimp and gel can sometimes be painful. So I'm just going to kind of work that bead down and try to smooth it out. Again, I normally try to like kind of work side to side, bringing the bead down, and then working it kind of into the side walls with the detail side of the brush. But I'm very, very heavy-handed when it comes to my left hand, so I was trying to be very very light with it. And you can kind of notice too, and you'll notice later on when I'm filing, that I still use my right hand for quite a bit, even when I'm doing work with my left hand, just because my right hand, like, it's muscle memory. You kind of just know how to move as you're working with it. But yeah, so that's kind of what I got, just a thin overlay. And I think I kind of half bumped my pinky there, so I was checking to make sure that wasn't screwed up. But I'm just going to take the little detail side of the brush again around the cuticle, and I'm just grabbing a little bit of gel just to kind of work out any little low spots that are around my sidewall and stuff. And this is me trying to figure out how to stay in frame and kind of brace my finger. And my right hand, she knows how to do all the work, but she doesn't know how to be a client. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish up doing this one, and like I said, I believe I go ahead and cure these two just because I was afraid I was going to bump them, and I was also afraid there was going to be a heat spike. So here I'm just trying to show that it's, you know, I got a little bit of an overlay going on, nothing too thick, nothing too crazy. I'm checking my light line to make sure that there's no major dips or lumps or bumps. And then I go ahead and cure that because I'm happy with it. And then, yeah, so there's those two cured. And now I'm just gonna go in with the next two, and then I'll cure those, and then I do the thumb last. I do it separate just because it's kind of an awkward angle as well. But we're gonna do the same with this. I'm just gonna kind of slowly work that gel. I found that if I was slow with brushing it on, it didn't like catch on my nail, if that makes sense. Like it would glide a little bit easier over my nail. Being thicker, it just kind of wanted to come off the brush, and then I was kind of dry brushing it. So working a little bit slower, a little bit more deliberate with it. Again, it's harder with my non-dominant hand. If any of you out there have ever, you know, done your own nails, you know the struggle when it comes to working with your non-dominant hand. I've gotten better over the years. I used to be really, really super sloppy, but I've kind of gotten better just with practice. The more you do something, the better you get. So that kind of rings true for even the simple tasks. I've said before that it would almost make sense at a young age, in schools they should teach you how to write with both hands so that you can learn to be ambidextrous. I think it would make life a whole lot easier, because some of us have, you know, one hand that can do it all and one hand that is just there for show. But yeah, just gonna keep working this gel, going in with that detail brush to kind of smooth out on the cuticle. And I'm just trying to, you know, smooth that transition from where it comes off of the nail, so that there's not like a big ridge right at the cuticle. And I think I'm kind of happy with that. I'm just checking my light line. I always try to check from different angles, and I wiggle my hand around and just kind of see what it looks like from every angle, and just kind of touch it up and pull the gel back where I want it. This brush from Clear Jelly Stamper is their double-ended. I'm not sure exactly the name of it. I'll try to figure it out. I'll pop it up on the screen here. But it's my favorite brush. That little detail brush comes in handy for doing those little details around the cuticle and helping pull the gel back up from like the free edge. If it starts to kind of run down and get a little bulky, you can kind of pull back the gel from the tip and kind of smooth it out, and that little brush just kind of helps without adding any product or taking any product away. You can just kind of move it where you want it. But it is my favorite brush. It's a small enough gel brush that it's easy to work with, and you don't end up getting too much product, because gel can kind of get away from you sometimes. Also, don't do what I do with out a gloved finger. I didn't grab a glove for that hand and I got gel all over myself, so don't do that. But yeah, like right here, I'm adding a little bit of gel to the free edge with the little end of the brush, and I'm just kind of moving it back up to kind of pull it away from the free edge, so the free edge doesn't get too thick. And I will say that this gel self-levels fairly nice. For as thick as it is, it does kind of melt into itself, but it doesn't run all over the place. So like, I did my middle finger and I haven't cured it yet, and I've been moving that finger around as I'm, you know, manipulating this one, and it didn't run into my cuticles or sidewalls or anything like that. So like, it stays where you put it, but it also kind of melts into itself and self-levels. So that's nice. It's still pretty difficult to work with left-handed, but that's on me. That's not on the product itself. But this is the first time that I'm using any of the Light Elegance products other than their P+ polish. Yeah, see, don't wipe gel off with your bare finger like that. That's just, don't do that. Use a gloved finger, or I probably could have used another like cleanup brush to wipe that off, but you know, do as I say, not as I do. But yeah, so this is the first like any kind of builder gel that I've used from Light Elegance, and it was pretty decent. I mean, other than user error with me just deciding to use you know, test it out with my non-dominant hand. But yes, I'm just going to go touch up a little bit on that middle finger, make sure we don't have any dips or lumps or bumps. And then I got like a little fuzzy stuck at the end, so I'll get that off of there, and we're just going to double check our light line, make sure that I'm happy with it. Doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said, I always finish file, and you can finish file when you do like a builder gel overlay to kind of refine that shape. But yeah, so I'm happy with those two, so I'm going to cure those. And then I'm just going to kind of show you kind of that light line. There's a little bit of a wiggle, nothing too major, but I will go over and finish file to smooth it out. And now I'm just going to finish up and doing my thumb. And I'm just kind of, you know, brushing it, that thin layer, just kind of brushing it down, and I'm using, you know, a fair amount of pressure on the brush to kind of work it like into the nail plate. I'm not really scrubbing it in. I did that with the tack, with their like primer bonder situation. I kind of did that little scrubby with that, but this I'm just kind of making sure I'm leaving a nice even coat to start out with that slip layer. And I don't know what I'm doing here now. Oh, I got some in my cuticle, so I'm going to clean that up before I go in with that bigger bead. It's always best to clean up any gel, whether it's a builder gel, hard gel, base gel, gel polish, top coat, any of that. It's always best to clean it up before you cure it. A little bit of acetone or alcohol on a cleanup brush. You can go around your cuticle, go around the side walls, make sure there isn't anything flooding the sides or the cuticle before you cure it, and you won't have any lifting issues, or shouldn't have any lifting issues. If you cure it, then it's just going to be hard, it's going to be stuck there, and it's going to be attached to what is attached to your nail, which is going to cause it to lift. Once your skin kind of repels it, it's going to leave a little gap for moisture to get in, which will cause it to lift off of your nail. And we don't want that. We want a nice clean cuticle, nice clean side walls. It just leaves a nicer finished look. But yes, I'm just gonna continue on messing with the thumb here and get it how I like it. And you can always go back in with a second coat after this coat if it's, you know, not quite as thick as you want, or if you happen to notice any low spots that seem to be a little bit thin, you can always go back in. Hi, Allie. Hi, hello. Hi. That's Allie bringing me a shoe. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but I'm currently in my bedroom. It's like middle of the night. I'm trying to be quiet, but Allie decided to bring me a shoe. But yeah, so once I'm happy with how that is, I'm gonna cure that. I think I'm probably gonna mess around with a little bit more. My thumbs are always difficult. I feel like I have wide thumbs, so trying to make sure that that kind of apex area is built up enough. It always kind of takes a little bit more, and I keep wiping it with my finger. I think I ended up with the brush getting all sticky, the handle, so I had to clean that off when I was done too. So don't do what I do, kids. Make sure you're using gloved fingers and clean up brushes and not your bare fingers. But yeah, so I'm just kind of going back around that cuticle where the gel had kind of gotten in there. And I'm going to kind of check my light line. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to cure it. Now that we're all cured, you can kind of see I always look down kind of the barrel of the nail there, and you kind of want to make sure that one side isn't thicker than the other. Make sure you've got kind of a nice, especially with this like almond shape, you want to make sure that it's thinner at the side walls and a little thicker in the middle, so you've got that nice structure. And then I don't really know what I'm doing here. I might be getting my cleanser, possibly. I'm gonna close that up. Yeah, I'm getting some of my cleanser, and I'm going to clean off that sticky layer because I'm going to go in and do a little bit of finish filing. I'm just going to get all that sticky layer off of there. And I'm going to take my 180-240 file from a cart. I get them on Amazon. They're like a 10-pack or 12-pack for like $7. At least I think that's what they were the last time I bought a bunch of them. And I'm kind of out of shot here because I wasn't looking to see where I was at. I think I'll figure it out here in a minute. But I'm just kind of going over the free edge and kind of shaping that up just a little bit, making sure there's nothing kind of hanging off of the free edge. So you could leave it like that. I mean, there's not really too much that needs to be filed. It looks pretty smooth. I'm sure if I spent a little bit more time on it before I cured it, it wouldn't really need any finish filing, but again, left-handed, I'm not that coordinated. So I just kind of get it on there, and if it looks good enough, I'm good with it. And then I'll just go over it with the file. But that was the Light Elegance, their Lexy Line hard gel. And they have a bunch of different colors. This is just the one that I got in the my little swag bag from the Smokies nail show. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go kind of over that free edge real quick, and then I just kind of take the file up around the cuticle, and I just kind of lightly, like I'm barely putting any pressure on the file, I'm just kind of skipping over the top. It's gonna kind of help me find my high spots and my low spots. So I just kind of do like a once over and see what is still shiny, and that's my low spot, so then I have to kind of keep filing over it till everything is nice and smooth and I don't have any more shiny spots. And as you can see here, I'm actually using my right hand to file, or I was. I kind of go back and forth a little bit. But like there, I'm using my right hand because I have more control over which direction I'm going. But then you can see just there, right there on the tip is still a little shiny, so I know that's like my low spot. So I'm just going to kind of go over the tip and smooth that down so there's no like ledge or flat spot on the tip. And then I'll use my right hand again to kind of rock it back and forth as I file so that it keeps it smooth and I don't end up with any like real super flat spots. And then I'm just going to go over it with the buffer to kind of take off any of those big scratches. And then that's kind of how it's looking. And I'm pretty happy with that. I'm just gonna kind of speed through the rest of them because it's all kind of the same thing, but like I said, you can kind of see I use mainly my right hand when I'm doing over the top because I have more control over the pressure that I use, so it just kind of makes it a little easier for me. But I'm just looking for any little high spots, low spots, and just kind of smoothing everything out so that you get a nice smooth gel polish application. And I'm just kind of angling the file down as I get toward the free edge so that it slopes toward the free edge, so that is your thinnest spot. You don't want it to be super thick and bulky at the free edge, because as that grows out, it's just going to add more pressure to that free edge. Is going to kind of cause some lifting if it grows out too far and there's like kind of too much weight on the free edge. It just kind of adds pressure and it can cause your nails to break, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to kind of finish up filing and buffing. And then I'll clean off all the dust. And clean up my area because I got dust all over it. I normally use my dust collector, but I didn't want to get it out because I was filming. But so there's that, all clean and ready for polish. So I decided that I was going to use all of the sparkly polishes from the Madame Glam Gel Potion collection. It was their October collection. So I decided I was just going to use all 5 of them and do one nail that I still currently have on at the moment. They're grown out quite a bit, but still looking good, still looking shiny. These are super foily, sparkly glitters. If you don't have these, I highly recommend them. The formula is awesome. Like, you could basically get away with 1 coat, but I always do 2 coats just because it kind of makes it more of a full manicure. But again, I'm sorry, I'm kind of out of shot a little bit here because I wasn't looking at the camera to see, because I just get kind of sidetracked. But I think I figured it out, and I moved my camera a little bit. But here I was trying to decide which colors I wanted to put next to each other, because I didn't want to do the red and green next to each other because that looked too Christmassy. So I'm just kind of switching up the order that I wanted to do them. And then I'll get all the bottles open so I can just kind of buzz through it. Sometimes I feel like if I go slower left-handed, I end up doing a better job than what I do right-handed, just because I take a little bit more time to think about it and I slow myself down. And sometimes I still end up being a little sloppy, but I did okay with these ones. I'll go through the names of all the polishes after I'm done and top coated, because I forgot to do that before, but I do remember it, so I will tell you all the names of these polishes. But yeah, I'm just gonna go through and do a nice thin coat of each of these. And I'm just kind of checking, make sure I don't have anything too crazy going on, the cuticle, sidewall. This green is, I think, my favorite. I mean, it's a toss-up. Purple's my favorite color, so I love purple. But something about this green, it's just really pretty. And I think it'll be very versatile too. All of these colors I think will be pretty versatile. I mean, the red and green will work well for Christmas. See there, I kind of realized that I was out of shot, so I finally moved my camera a little bit. But yeah, so the red and the green you can do for Christmas nails. You've got the orange and the green you could use for St. Patrick's Day with some white and add a little bit of gold, and you've got like the Irish colors. The purple is actually light enough, I feel, to do for like spring and summer, with some other bright colors and like purple and gold, purple and silver. Those are always pretty together, so I think that'll kind of work all year. And then this blue I think is going to be perfect for winter nails with some snowflakes, as well as, you know, for fall. But these are a super foily, super sparkly kind of consistency. So they're super shiny, super sparkly. How many times can I say super? I'm getting distracted. My cat is now trying to climb up the cat tree. But yeah, so I'm just going to make sure that I don't have anything crazy going on around the cuticles, sidewall. Make sure everything's looking good, and we're gonna cure that. And then I'm going to do a second coat, and I'm just going to kind of speed through this. And now she's scratching on the cat tree. You guys probably can't hear that, but yeah, so this is just, you know, me kind of test driving some of the new polishes. I don't really ever get much time to do my own nails. So when I do get a chance, I end up just doing kind of something, I'll say a little plain, but I mean, I guess this isn't plain, but it's simple. It's not real nail art. Allie, seriously, you pick now to scratch on that? Okay, get it. Make all the noise you want. Oh, she's silly. Okay, so now, am I going to a top coat now? I think I'm top coating now. The Madame Glam No Wipe top coat. I normally use the regular Madame Glam top coat. It's just the one that I've used since the beginning, and I just, you know, old habits die hard. But I have recently been using the no wipe top coat when I do like the tips and nail art designs and stuff like that. So I just kind of had it out, and I'm like, oh, I'll just use it. It's a little bit thicker. I do use it mainly for when I do chrome. So I'll use the no wipe top coat for chrome. So I'll do a layer of the no wipe top coat, and I cure it for 10 seconds in the Madame Glam LEO lamp. And then after that 10 seconds, I will apply the chrome and burnish it in, get it rubbed in really good. And then I will have my client pop their hand back in for a full 60-second cure to finish curing that top coat, and it kind of helps the chrome, the longevity of the chrome. which works out pretty good. It's all kind of trial and error. It's all kind of just a hope and a prayer when it comes to chrome, because you can either last 3+ weeks or it'll start chipping the next day. Sometimes it has to do with the chrome itself, so you just kind of have to play around with it and do your best. But I will actually do, after I cure the chrome, I will go in with a coat of base coat. I'll kind of file the free edge. I've probably maybe talked about that in another video, but if not, this is how I do chrome. So after I apply the chrome, I will file the free edge lightly, just to give the base coat a rough surface to kind of seal on with that free edge. And then I'll do a coat of the top coat over top of that base coat, and it usually works out pretty good. But so there we've got those all top coated, and I'm going to cure that. And then that's it. That's the finished look. Nothing too special, just a little, like I said, a little test drive of all the colors. And I'm just going to go in with some cuticle oil. This was also from the swag bag. If you guys have not heard of the nail tech event of the Smokies, I know I've mentioned it in a couple of my videos before, but it takes place every July in Gatlinburg, at the convention center in Gatlinburg. And there's a Facebook page for it that you can check out. You have to be a licensed either cosmetologist or nail tech to join, because you have to be licensed to go to it. But yeah, check it out. They also have a website, just Nail Tech Event of the Smokies. But yeah, so there's the finished look, and I really love these colors. Super pretty, super sparkly. There I go with the super again. Somebody do a count, tell me how many times I said super in this video. But yeah, so the first one here is Enchanted Green, so that's the green one, and then the blue one is Moonlit Mystique. Really pretty, I love that one. And then of course my favorite, the purple. I mean, the green and the purple tied for first place. That was Twilight Tints. And then Wicked Whisper is the orange one. And then Scarlet Red is the last one. So that will about do it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in and for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe. Don't forget to like and share and comment below with any comments, questions, or concerns you might have. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and watched me struggle to do my right hand with my non-dominant hand. So yeah, hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will see you in the next video. See you later.